Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim, I'm a property advisor here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and today we're inside the Times Square 10 showroom. It's actually in Phnom Penh, and actually it's inside the Times Square 1 building, which is this developer's very first development from almost 9 years ago. So what I want to do today is show you the mock-up that we have, and then take you through a couple of the important things you need to know, how much some of the units cost, where people are buying, who's buying, what the views are like, where you're likely to get the best units. So stick with me for a second, I'll take you through the mock-up and I'll show you the showroom units afterwards. Let's go. So the most important thing to know is that this project is the very first of its kind on Otres Beach. Otres Beach is known to be probably the most pristine beach in Sihanoukville. It's to the south of the city. The main sort of awkward thing when you first look at the project, it's not perpendicular with the beach. It's at a bit of an offset, which means when you're selecting units, it's important to understand where your view is pointing from both sides. So the building is divided into 4 main sections. It's one structure, but it's got 4 parts to it. Your first part is the Crystal building. It's called Crystal Ocean. This is where all of your 1-bedroom units are. It's where the sales happen the quickest as well. Then you've got your Ocean Gold, which has one of the bigger 1-bedroom types, and otherwise it's 2-bedroom units. And then you've got Diamond, which is 3 and 4 bedroom with a nice 2-bedroom unit as well. And then above that is the Duplex, which have only just launched a couple of days ago. There's still some available there, but because it's on the higher floors, the price per square meter starts a lot higher than it did for the standard units. So looking at the project as a whole, there's a couple of unit types that are selling for under $1,000 a square meter, but pretty much the average now, given that most of the lower floors have been sold, is probably around $1,200 to $1,300 per square meter at the most. Concretely though, for the actual prices, the Crystal building, we have units from around $50,000. There's a couple under there for now, but we expect them to be gone pretty soon. For the Gold building, we're on $90,000. Again, all of the P-type units pretty much have been sold on the lower floors. It's most of the 2 beds and a couple of the units near the elevators. And then in the Diamond building, the price is around $115,000. That's right now. Again, these things change day by day, month by month. We don't expect these to be around for much longer. So if you do want the chance to find something at a good price, please reach out to us. We'll take you through what's available. We'll show you the views on both sides. Again, a reminder, north view and south. I'll put up some drone shots so you can see both sides and what it looks like in real life. One side note, there is the occasional unit that pops back up from a buyer that backs out of a deal for some reason, and we are some of the first to know about these. So if you do want to get the chance at least of finding something at a good price, now would be the best time. So when you reach out to us, we'll show you the day-by-day price updates that come from the developer. We'll show you the floor plans, the renders, the facilities, pretty much everything you need to know before actually making a decision. We'll also talk about the payment plans, which this developer is actually known to be one of the more flexible in the industry here. They use a 20-40-40 model, which is basically 20% down, 40% in monthly or 6-month installments over the construction period, and then 40% on handover. And what it does is it helps you spread out the risk of buying an off-plan project, and basically you putting less upfront for something that's not built yet. This is a 1-bedroom unit at Times Square 10. This is the showroom. So again, it's not always an exact match of what you're going to get. But the important thing to remember, view from here. Your balcony is the main place you're going to get a view from. But if you choose a good unit facing the right side, when you sit on the sofa, you have an ocean view. And if you're on the south side, it would be an ocean view that side. Every unit of this project's been designed to have a view from the balcony. But like we said, given that it's not perpendicular with the beach, it can be a bit hard to know exactly what you're going to get. I have made some mock-ups, just a little small one in Google Maps, where you can see where your view would point out depending on where you bought in the building. I'll overlay that on the video and you can see for yourself. Now this is the bedroom. I really like this actually. No balcony on the bedroom for this specific type of unit. This is more your P type than the Q type, I would say. And it's nice, which is why it's been sold out quickly. There are still some left on the higher floors and near the elevators. And again, I don't think the elevators is a big deal. It's mostly the ding that you'll hear from the door. when it opens up, but the actual noise when you go to the existing Times Square projects in Phnom Penh, you don't really hear the elevator moving up and down the shaft. I've made 2 videos about Sihanoukville already. I've done a bigger look at the market and like what happened in the city, the history behind it. I've also looked specifically at the condo market, which is why we're confident to make a video like this about Times Square 10. Now, you're not buying Sihanoukville now. You're buying Sihanoukville 4 and a bit years from now. Given the progress the government's made in just the first year since launching its the incentive program where they're taking up the old buildings, a whole bunch of new FDIs coming into the region. It's leading in local tourism and it's bringing a lot of foreign tourists as well. When you buy, you're not buying Sihanoukville now, you're buying Sihanoukville 5 years from now. But if you were to come in 5 years, you're just not going to find this at this price anymore. So if you are forward thinking, you can tolerate a little bit of risk, reach out to us and I'll explain it all to you.